September's lineup for GeForce Now brings 18 new games, which is pretty solid. A nice mix of new releases and some heavy hitters, so there's something for everyone to dive into. But one thing we were hoping for that didn't make the cut, no sign of the Dead Rising remaster. It's a bit of a bummer considering all the rumours swirling around, and it feels like a missed opportunity for the platform. The Call of Duty Black Ops 6 open beta is live this week. If you've been keeping up, this is the chance to experience the new features and changes coming to the franchise before the official release in October. We're expecting to see how the new mechanics shake things up, but it's also going to be interesting to see how the community reacts, especially to some of the balancing changes teased in the earlier preview. For longtime fans of the series, this is a solid moment to get a feel for the pacing and gameplay updates ahead of launch, and to see if Black Ops 6 delivers something truly fresh. Age of Mythology Retold technically dropped last week for those who paid extra to get early access, but this is the release for everyone else. It's a remaster of the classic RTS that many of us have fond memories of. The game still delivers the same epic mix of mythical gods and legendary units, but now with updated visuals and refined gameplay. The real question is whether it'll pull in newer players or if it's mainly a nostalgia trip for the long-time fans. Either way, this release is exciting, and we'll see if it still hits as hard now as it did back in the day. There's a lot happening in September, but a few key titles stand out. The casting of Frank Stone by Supermassive Games is definitely one to watch if you're into narrative-driven games with decision-based outcomes. The setting of Cedar Hills and the mysterious shadow of Frank Stone should make for an interesting, eerie experience. Supermassive's ability to build atmosphere and tension has been solid, and this game looks like it's going to push those elements even further. What's exciting here is how the choices will impact not just the story, but how players interact with the world and characters. Supermassive has a reputation for making you regret or second guess your decisions, and the game seems to double down on that concept. We're curious to see if it brings anything new to the table, or if it sticks to the formula that has worked so well for them in the past. We're also looking at Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2, which has a lot of hype behind it. With early access starting this week, it'll be interesting to see how it measures up to its predecessor. Reviews are saying it is a strong title that borrows much from Gears of War again. Plus, Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts is back with its signature stealth and precision action, which should scratch the itch for tactical shooter fans. Final Fantasy XVI is finally dropping, and it's one of the most anticipated releases this month. Whether you've already dived into the game or have been waiting for this launch, it's set to be a standout. The game has already turned heads on other platforms, so it'll be interesting to see how it's received here. Besides Final Fantasy XVI, there are plenty of other big releases lined up. Riders Republic offering some chaotic extreme sports action, while Frostpunk 2 with more of the brutal survival strategy fans are itching for. We've also got the Plucky Squire that I am really looking forward to, and Disney Epic Mickey rebrushed, so no shortage of variety. This week we've got two other titles. First up is Crime Scene Cleaner. If you're into quirky simulation games, this one's got you covered. You'll be tasked with cleaning up crime scenes, but it's not as simple as it sounds. There's an element of stealth involved to avoid getting caught in the act. It's a weirdly satisfying concept that might just scratch that cleanup job itch for sim fans. On the other end of the spectrum, we've got Sins of a Solar Empire 2. This is a massive real-time strategy game that lets you command space fleets while building an empire. Whether you're managing resources or diving into epic space battles, this game offers the kind of large-scale tactical gameplay that strategy fans live for. If you're into grand strategy games, this one's going to be a must play. Before we wrap up, let's quickly touch on a few other games we covered earlier this week. Visions of Mana, a visually stunning RPG, landed on GeForce Now, bringing a fresh take on the classic action RPG formula. We also saw Star Wars Outlaws, where you can step into the criminal underworld of the Star Wars universe, offering up some serious open world action. Lastly, there's Heretic's Fork, a unique tower defense and deck building hybrid that's perfect for those looking for something a bit different. That us for this week. Which game are you most excited to play? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more updates on the latest releases. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.